By now you should know the inward K sound. Now inward sounds are great because they allow you to take a breath while you're beatboxing, and it means that you're able to breathe and continue beatboxing without interrupting your flow at all, as you would if you had to stop to take a breath. Now it kind of goes without saying that breathing is very, very important when you're beatboxing, because you don't want to pass out halfway through a routine. That would definitely be a way of losing a lot of your street credit. So this video is going to be talking about breath control. Now the obvious and most immediate problem with beatboxing is running out of breath while you're doing it. Stopping to take a breath really can mess up your routines, and it really breaks the flow. And there are a couple of ways to get around this. Firstly, and probably easiest, is to take a breath in between the sounds. If anybody saw the umbrella beat I taught, you'd see that I took the breath after the first hi-hat. And so, it's easiest to do with the hi-hat because it's a very short sound. Doing it after the kick drum or the snare, it doesn't sound as good. Another thing you can do is to breathe while beatboxing in the same way you hum while beatboxing. So for example, now I personally don't recommend doing this because it makes your sounds a lot quieter. It also makes it hard to do beats very quickly. The most popular way of taking a breath is to use inward sounds. So for example, now I'm not going to because it would get very, very boring, but I could keep that going on all day. Doing inward sounds is the best way of taking a breath while you're beatboxing because it doesn't break the flow of your routines. So it's definitely recommended that you learn a few inward sounds and practice them. I'll be teaching more soon enough. Now another problem a lot of people face, but isn't really tackled very often, is when you take too much air while beatboxing. And this is a problem I had when I first started beatboxing, when I hadn't really perfected the inward K. Having too much air in your lungs is just as bad as not having enough, particularly if you do a lot of inward sounds, because it stops you physically being able to do them. And this is easily demonstrated by doing a lot of inward K sounds. Now you can still do the breathing while beatboxing trick, but I don't recommend this because you could already hear that the sounds have gone a lot quieter when I was doing it. The best way to empty your lungs is to just do sounds that take up a lot of air. Now I will be teaching sounds that fit this category, but something that's very simple to do is to just hum after a kick drum. You put this in a beat, no problem. This may be thinking ahead a little bit, but it may be beneficial, particularly if you're planning to go on stage, to have a routine that is specifically designed for breath control. This means if you do find yourself out of breath after a particularly challenging routine, you're able to reset your lungs a little bit and carry on going without breaking the flow. Now for example, I have a routine that is simply called breathless. And this is just a slight variation of it because I haven't taught all the sounds which I use in it. Now this routine is literally breathing out and then breathing in. This means I can keep it going for a few bars whilst catching my breath and then carry on with my routines as normal. I hope this video has helped, hope it's given you some ideas you can toy around with. Next week I'm going to be teaching how to do the siren and the bongo sound. Peace.